institution of marriage, Sarita is more successful than her husband. You can see the small, it's a very gist of the Dark Holes No Terror, written by Shashi Deshpande. And his relentlessness of a professional success results in brutality. And what kind of marital rape happens, that is also discussed in this. And it is very bold statement in 1980s. Please do remember, this is something which is a taboo on those days, right? But still, in spite of all the taboos, Shashi Deshpande is very clear in her intentions to write what happens within the four walls of the marriage system, right? So, Deshpande shows how the male insecurity in the professional and social realm spills over into personal. Even a professionally successful woman, Deshpande shows, cannot overturn the power relations between gender within the home or family. In effect, therefore, see how her husband is showing his unrest over the wife, and it is a marital rape. Now we are discussing this in 2020, where even the Supreme Court gave a very recent judgment regarding this, right? Many of you might be aware of that. But in the literature, just imagine in 1980s, that means almost 42 years back, this was discussed widely in the Deshpande's novel, especially The Dark Holes Terror. If the father's house is a space where her movements are restricted, her identity reduced to nothing, then should she marry in order to escape and discover herself? Sarita, however, discovers that as a woman, marriage continues patriarchal control. A marriage does not imply a change in power relations for the women. Sarita discovers at the end that there is no refuge except in her own self. So this is self for identity and self for search. We can see very clearly in Shashi Deshpande's novel, specifically The Dark Holes No Terror. Okay. And when it comes to Chitra Divakarani, and Chitra Divakarani's sister of my heart, this is in 1999. You can see I'm not going through from line to line, but you can specifically see how important these writers are coming out with their own perception, right? Whether it can be with Shashi Deshpande or it can be with Chitra Divakarani. And also Anita Desai's another work, Fire on the Mountain. Are you there with me? Dear students, are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is the page number? What is the page number?
78.
78, ma'am.
78. Very good. 11.3. Patriarchy, the social order, and the women. See, can someone read out the first passage for me? 11.3. Because I just want to see how many of you are very having the textbooks with right away.
Yes,
Anita, Daksha ma'am, and Saila.
We have already noted that.
We're interested in social roles of women, whether it's freedom and nation building after independence. We have already noted how women are associated with traditional values and it became the responsibility to preserve Indian values. This social dimension of women's life, fiction, Deshpande and other writers includes an examination of social relations of women, modernity and tradition as symbolized in women. Shall we continue, ma'am? In Manju Kapoor's Difficult Daughters, 1998, set in the days of the Indian freedom struggle, Virmati is educated. Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Anita.
Yeah, ma'am. Is educated by her husband Harish and soon wishes to assert herself at the national level. I fret about the my pretty domestic matters at a time when the nation is on trial. I too must take a stand in Anita Desai's Clear Light of Day, 1980. History merges into the individual life. Bimla, the quiet, docile woman, represents an older traditional India. When
it's docile. It's a docile woman. That means very quiet, which is who is not expressing her identity or not expressive. So we call them as docile women. Docile.
Okay.
Yeah. Continue.
Represents an older traditional India. When Bakul, who wishes to marry Tara, comes to ask Bimla's permission, she tells him, I don't think you need to ask anyone except Tara, modern times, modern India, independent India. Bimla becomes the guardian of the Das family's home. As she retained some of her westernized upbringing, she teaches in a colleges and has refused to marry. It is this dualism between modernity and tradition that Desai studies. Desai works how this independent woman with her strong individuality, however, remains trapped in the family structures Dr. Biswas points out to her. No, I understand why you don't not wish to marry. You have decided your life to others, to your sick brother and your aged aunt. You have sacrificed your own life for them. Should I continue, ma'am?
Yes, Anita, continue.
Bimla therefore becomes the symbol of the sacrificing woman.
Bimala therefore.
Oh, sorry. Bimla therefore becomes the symbol of the sacrificing woman who gives overwhelming priority to her family and erases herself so that she can serve others. In a sense, Bimla has assimilated the traditional role assigned to Indian women and helps to preserve the social order and values at a great cost of herself. We see similar self-sacrificing women characters in Desai, Feasting, Fasting 2000 as well. In her Cry, the Peacock, Desai explores the psychological state of a woman whose marriage and family offer her nothing. The dreamer woman, Maya, cannot deal with her claustrophobic. Am I right? Claustrophobic life. And
phobic means fear.
Yeah.
Fear.
Yeah.
Like we say, it says if it is aqua, water fear you have, or if you are in a certain height, you feel bad about it. So fear, phobia means fear. Okay. Yeah. Fear. Continue.
Life and eventually descends into madness. However, novelists like Shagal refuse to be restricted to gender roles alone. Shagal therefore invokes class and social power as equally significant factors in the way women behave and live. In her major attack on Indira Gandhi in Rich Like Us, she makes this clear. In Rich Like Us, any dissent is quelled by Madam being Indira Gandhi. What is significant about Shagal's novel is that on the one hand, there is demagogic. Okay. Demagogic, powerful, and tyrannical women.
Tyrannical women. Tyrannical means fear. Tyranny means fear.
Fear, okay. Women, figure of the madam, and on the other, they are the beggar's wife. And the village women who are raped and beaten.
Yeah. Thank you, Anita. You can see here how Anita Desai's character, especially Fasting and Feasting, which was published in 2000. Same way in her Cry the Peacock, Anita Desai explores the psychological state of a woman. For example, you see, a lot of examples you can see in our own families also. This type of examples are clearly visible here. How women are portrayed against women, or the powerful women like Indira Gandhi, whom they used to call in the Indian Congress, only man in Indian Congress, right? Not as a woman, but only the man. Man means though they are changing the gender of women, right? As a Indira Gandhi, as a gender, she is a female, but she is called as Madam Indira Gandhi, and the madam is almost like a man. So the power structures, what kind of power structures are discussed in this, especially in this work of Rich Like Us, right? So Sehgal also is one of the important person whom we discuss along with Anita Desai and other people, right? Let me come back to this post-colonial feminism. So we started with Sarojini Naidu, where before independence, how her all poems especially the poems of representing the culture, for example, the bangle sellers or the planquin, or the rural richness we can see very clearly in Sarojini Naidu, and the freedom spirit also. But when it comes to Torudutt, it was completely different, starting with Torudutt to Sarojini Naidu. And right away with 1970s to 80s, we can see very clearly how Anita Desai and Sasi Deshpande and even Amrita Pitam. Remember, we are not discussing her right away, but please do go back to your textbooks or Google, where you can find out Amrita Pritam's works, very, very radical works, which were not vibrantly discussed in literary circles. But in spite of all said and done, she is also very, very prominent in women writers. Since we don't have time and space in the MA English, so we discussed only very few writers. Okay. So postmodern feminism. What is this post-colonial? Because colony means, already I said, Britishers, until British 1947 ruled India, and after that we got the independence. So post-independence, or we can call post-colonial. They left us, right? So what is post-colonial feminism is speaking? Western models of feminism do not work for Asian women. Please do remember, we are not blindly following them. Okay. So you should understand while doing that, see, whenever any system we adopt, it should be very, very specific to our own conditions, social conditions. So that is what it was reflected. Western models of feminism do not work for Asian women. Western feminism emphasizes the individual over the above and everything else. But for us, it is collective, because our families are collective. The marriage system is collective. The society is collective. It is not individualistic. But after globalization, now in some parts of India, or in metro cities we can call, or in urban areas, we are becoming individual-centered. That means self-centered persons, we can say. It is nothing wrong in that. But in the Western concept, it is more towards individual, right? So, but ours, Asian people are more culture-oriented. Collective consciousness is there. Community plays a vital role in decision-making. For example, all of you do remember, if you are coming from particular community, for example, we are taking some examples. It's not like we are emphasizing on the culture, but how you are representing. If someone is coming from a Hindu community, women who are coming from Hindu community, it can be from any caste, they will be wearing bindi, bangles, and sindoor, and they definitely should wear Mangal Sutra, all this kind. When it comes to women, Muslim women, and who will decide this? Who should wear this kumkum or mehndi and all this stuff? This is again the community is deciding whether she is married or not, whether she got that Mangal Sutra, that means she got married, and the toe rings will be there. And in northern parts, the sindoor is compulsory after gets married. Who will decide? The Hindu community will decide. When it comes to Muslim women, they should wear burqa, and they should wear the black, specifically some symbols of Islam, where they are representing the community. If they get married, they get all kinds of specific significance is there for that particular black beads that they wear, and the kind of mehndi they put. All these are different. When it comes to Christian women in India, they are again bifurcated. They are not wearing gowns like Christians of England, or their culture is different, right? They wear sari if they are in South India. They may wear chudidar when they are in some other parts, or if they are Anglo-Indian, they may wear even Western dresses like gowns and all that stuff when it comes to the marriage. Okay. So when it comes to even Christian, they don't wear bindi, but their prayers are different. And who will decide all this for the women of that particular community? Now tell me, who will decide? Is it the individual family decides, or the community decides? Whether the Hindu community decides how to get married, or is it the family decides, or the girl decides? Tell me now. Are you getting me what I'm saying?
Community decides, ma'am.
Yes. See, now you can see, yes, the community decides. If someone says, okay, I don't want to get married like this, then the biradari, that means all the extended family will say like, oh, these people are outcasted people. That means they don't want to listen and these people are not good and all kinds of things will happen. So there is a difference between Indian women and the Western women. So Indian concepts of feminism are different from Western concepts of feminism. As a literary student, please do understand, feminism is not hating men. Okay? Underline this line. I mean, please do remember very clearly. Feminism is not criticizing men or male bashing. It is about the rights of women. Okay? It is the rights of the women as human beings. ఇది తెలుగులో చెప్పాలంటే ఈ ఫెమినిజం అనేటువంటిది మనం అందరం జనరల్ గా సమాజంలో ఏమనుకుంటారంటే మగవాళ్ళని ద్వేషించే వాళ్ళు వీళ్ళు అనుకుంటారు. కానే కాదు. తమ యొక్క హక్కుల గురించి, తమ చుట్టూ జరుగుతున్నటువంటి విషయాలను గమనించుకొని మాకు కూడా జీవించే హక్కు ఉంది, మాకు కూడా కొన్ని స్వతంత్ర భావాలు ఉన్నాయి, మాకు కూడా కొంచెం స్పేస్ ఇవ్వండి అని చెప్పేదే ఫెమినిజం అంటే. అంతేగాని అంటే తమ హక్కుల గురించి, స్త్రీల హక్కుల గురించి, తమ మీద తమ ఆధీనం గురించి, అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆడపిల్లలు ఎక్కడైనా సరే ఏ రిలీజన్ అయినా ఒక చోట పెరుగుతారు, ఇంకొక చోట మ్యారేజ్, ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ ఆఫ్ మ్యారేజ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ సెడ్ దట్ యూ షుడ్ గెట్ మ్యారీడ్. అది క్రిస్టియన్ గాని, హిందూ గాని, ఇస్లాం గాని, ముస్లిం గాని, ఎవరైనా సరే పెళ్ళైన తర్వాత తల్లిదండ్రుల ఇంటి నుంచి వాళ్ళ హస్బెండ్ ఇంటికి మైగ్రేట్ అవ్వాలా అనేది అన్రిటన్ రూల్. అవునా కదా? ఇది ఎవరు రాశారు? ఇది వెస్టర్న్ కాన్సెప్ట్ లో ఉందా? ఒకసారి ఆలోచించండి. Are you with me? Is it my voice clear for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is very important to remember. These concepts are discussed in this post-colonial feminism. Who decides the notion of marriage? That is what we are questioning here. See, the Asian women are different from Western women. Their concepts cannot be copycatted. That means ఆ జిరాక్స్ లాగా మనం తీసేసుకోలేం వాళ్ళ థియరీస్ అన్ని కూడా. మనకు ఏ రకంగా అప్లై చేసుకుంటాము అనే దాన్ని బట్టి మనము ఇంగ్లీష్ లిటరేచర్ లో రకరకాల రైటింగ్స్ ని మనం చూస్తాం, రకరకాల కల్చర్స్ ని కూడా మనం చూస్తాం. ఓకే, ఇన్ ఏషియన్ ఆర్ ఆఫ్రికన్ కాంటెక్స్ట్, వెన్ ఇట్ కమ్స్ టు ఆఫ్రికన్ కాంటెక్స్ట్, it is completely different. Remember, at least to some extent, Asian women are considered, though they are inferior and the patriarchy is rampant. In spite of all said and done, you can clearly see that there is a rights for the women in, at least to some extent, some protection was there in spite of all the exploitation in Asian context. When it comes to who is P here? Someone P is here. Are they raising P? Who is P here? I don't know.
Ma'am.
Monica. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, because you are sharing the screen. That's the reason. Okay. See, when it comes to culture of African movement, they are considered as they never considered as human beings. They are considered as vegetables and potatoes. So they used to be like commodities and objects. So that is a very difficult situation in the African context, and it's a very barbarous also. Their triple jeopardy was there. That means they are slaves to the slaves to the slave. For example, the women, for the whites, blacks are the slaves. For the black man, the black women is the slave. So it is a triple jeopardy. That means they are not only slave, women generally, and the patriarchy, they are considered as inferior, and they are inferior not only because they are women, but they are also black women. So they are subjected to discrimination under the black men, and also the white men and the white society also. So this kind of concept is completely different from Indian context. Whereas when it comes to India, it is more towards caste system and patriarchy, but not the race. Okay. Yeah, the cultural differences among women. For example, if you see in Maharashtra or Uttar Pradesh or northern parts of India, Haryana, Punjab, UP, Maharashtra, you can see women should wear that ghungat. What is that ghungat? That means they have to close the face with that. They should wrap the face and they should not show the face to the others, unless and until it is only within the family or only with the husband also, they should not show for certain time. and they gungat pehenna chahiye, right? When it comes to South India, there is a different kind of culture. They wear saris, and South Indians also there is a difference. When it comes to Kerala women wearing the sari is like dhoti. That means because why, I again understand, it is the Kerala where lot of backwaters are there. That means they should be going in and out of water almost every day, morning, evening, and they are living with the water. So their attire is different. It is like a small piece of cloth which is not completely like a sari, but the saris are different, right? And generally they don't, not now, but before, they never used to wear a blouse kind of thing, but they used to wear a shirt kind of thing because it should be covered properly. And for geographical reasons, remember, the attire of Kerala women are different from attire of Tamil Nadu. When it comes to South India, completely for the rural Telangana, they never used to wear the blouse, right? Do you know, many, even today, if you see some parts of rural Bodhan, then, some parts of rural Telangana, Adilabad, and even now, it is nothing wrong in that. Remember, we should always respect every culture. Women never used to wear the upper garment, because it is not useful to them. But their saris are 8 meters to 10 meters. And they used to work in the fields without the upper garment, but they used to fold the sari in such a way that it is easy for them to work in the farming sector as well. And when it comes to Punjab, Haryana, the chudidar used to be there. So can you name like every Indian women are all equal? Can you say that their attire is same? Food habits are same? Size of the women's are, the height of the women is same? Color of the women is same? Is it mono or unique, different from part to part of India?
Different,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am, it is different.
Varying.
Yes, completely different. See, when you see a Punjab girl with 14 years or 15 years, she may be tall, 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", because the food they eat, the color, the atmosphere, because of that, the influence. When it comes to the same, maybe some parts of Kerala, they are very lean. They eat with coconut and fish is their staple food. That means they eat regularly the coconut, and coconut trees are abundantly available, and fish is available because of the backwaters. And they eat fish and as well as coconut, food related coconut, and they are very good, strong, but they are not chubby kind of people, but they are very lean. But still, in spite of that, they are dusky. That means their skin is brown color, not as light brown like Punjab people, right? Asians are brown people. Maybe sometimes it's a light colored, sometimes they are dark brown. So when it comes to, again, come back to Karnataka. See, again, Bangalore is a very cold area, right? It's a very chill climate will be there. What is the color of that women there? It is again fair colored brown. Don't think like they're all white colored. We are different from Britishers. You can clearly make out the Westerns are different from Indians. Though women are fair brown color, fair in the sense light brown color. Maybe generally in terms they call like क्या बोलेंगे उसको, Gora, right? They are not Gora, but they are light fade brown color people. And because of the atmosphere, again, food is different, clothing is different, tradition is different. Are you listening to me? So all the women are not representing, they are not mono. That means they are not single. There are a lot of differences and the experiences are also different. Okay. I want you to watch one movie which is online available to all of you if you have some time. It is 40 minutes or 50 minutes. Simple, very, very recent. The Great Indian Kitchen. Write down.
I watched, ma'am.
I watched it.
I watched, ma'am.
Very good. Maunika, Sai Lakshmi, very good. Bhargavi, very good. Who are unable to watch, please do watch that. It is very contemporary for all of us. Many of us, we can relate our cousins. Sometimes we can relate ourselves. Sometimes we don't know. And how much time is there for a woman and how much time we spend in the kitchen. And that is, see, can any time, I just want to ask you the men here. Okay, I find hardly men here. But I think very sensible men are here. Sanjay, are you there? Sanjay, are you there? I hardly find Adelu, are you there?
Yes. Yeah, madam.
Yes, very good. See, I can see some, I can't see all the names, but I'm just giving you. This is a specific question for men here, because you are sensible enough, because you are reading literature. What is the time that you spend in the kitchen boiling them? Not you. You are good. You are educated. You are sensible. You know how to respect your co-partner. That is the people call as wife or the mother. But generally in the household, how many people, what is the role of a woman in the household work? How many hours a woman work in the kitchen, and how many hours a man works in the kitchen, right? A woman working in the kitchen and man working in the kitchen. Can the platform of the kitchen platform be clean forever? What do you say? That's all. I don't want to tell anything more about it, but you just think about it. How many times we clean the kitchen platform?
Very number of times.
Many number of times. What is the time that we spend there? And is it like any point of time kitchen sink is going to be all the time free? No. We eat in the breakfast. Then some snack period, lunchtime. If you are at home, today is Sunday, so heavy lunch will be there, or brunch will be there, and again some snack will be there, evening tea will be there, or some snack will be there, and night dinner will be there, and continuously utensils will be falling in the sink, and it will be like, platform is always engaged. And who will do all that kind of work? Which is it? It's, don't think like all half of the life of a woman goes just to keep the platform tidy. ఆ కిచెన్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ తుడిచినంత మేర మళ్ళీ అది ఫిల్ అవుతూనే ఉంటుంది. సింక్ నిండుతూనే ఉంటుంది, ఖాళీ అవుతూనే ఉంటుంది. సింక్ నిండుతూనే ఉంటుంది, ఖాళీ అవుతుంది. ఇది కంటిన్యూస్ ప్రాసెస్. దీంట్లో ఎంత టైము, ఎంత లైఫ్ అయిపోతుంది వెనక్కి తిరిగి చూస్తే. ఒక్కసారి మీరు అందరు కూడా ఈ చదువుతో పాటి, డిగ్రీతో పాటి, అండ్ అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం మీరు చదువుతున్నటువంటి ఈ నవలలు రాసినటువంటి వ్యక్తుల యొక్క వాళ్ళు ఎందుకు ఇలా రాశారు అనేది కూడా మీరు ఒక్కసారి ఎవరి జీవితాల్లో వాళ్ళు చెక్ చేసుకోండి. ఎందుకు రాశారు వీళ్ళు ఇలా, ఎంత టైం పోతోంది నాకు. నిన్న నేనేం చెప్పానండి, ఏం అడిగాను మిమ్మల్ని, ఎంత మందికి కిచెన్ లో ఏముంటుందని అడిగాను?
చైర్ మ్యామ్.
వేసుకున్నారా? కనీసము స్టూల్ ఆర్ చైర్ వేసుకున్నారా? వచ్చిన ప్రతి ఒక్కరు మిమ్మల్ని అడుగుతారు, ఇదేంటి కిచెన్ లో చైర్ పెట్టుకున్నారు అని. ఓకే, దానికి మీరు నవ్వుతూ ఆన్సర్ చెప్పండి. చాలా టైం ఉంటుంది కనుక ఇది మీరు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయండి. అట్లీస్ట్ మీ వరకు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయండి. అట్లనే ఈ కిచెన్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ గురించి కూడా మీరు ఆలోచించండి. ఇది not only for your examination point of view, for the life also. That's the reason we read literature. Okay, so these are all discussed in Mothers of Maya Dilip in 1989. Her matriarchy visits a temple which only has the goddesses. The goddesses was everywhere depicted among her friends. See, who says, everyone says like, women are important and we worship them as goddesses, and yatra naryat, right? You remember that shloka of Manu Dharma, yatra naryastu pujante
ramante tatra devatah.
That's very great, and we do respect, and we have great respect for that. If that is what happening, why molestation is happening for a 5-year-old girl? Why every day, every minute? Now we are taking the class, and within this period of time, someone is getting humiliated, harassed. Why we see every day, at least in every paper, every day, one way or the other, in the corner of the paper or in the news bulletins that it come, why they highlight that someone is harassed, or someone is killed, someone is acid attack, someone is dowry death, someone suicide, without mentioning the criminality or institutional criminality. Our days are not going. If that is what happening wherever the women are women's are worship, so we are not asking for worship but we are asking the rights as a human being. That's the reason we can see Shobha De's popular novel, where socialite evenings, right? Socialite or socialite, whatever that is, it's a linguistic word. Or Anjana Apacha's Listening Now, the women of local talk exchange gossip and constitute a sisterhood. Remember, 50 years back when you used to talk to your sister, brother, or used to have an extension cousin, or you are meeting your friend. For example, you are catching up a friend. You know, all the women sit at one place. Generally, what kind of talk will go on with men? And what if 5 members of, old friends of 5 men together? I want to ask you, women and girls and boys here, what kind of topic will be there when 4 or 5 men are sitting together? Tell me what kind of topics will come. Are you there with me? Are you with me?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, I am asking you, what kind of topics will be there when 5, 6 men sit together? Politics?
Politics.
Sports, games.
About children, education.
Children, education, income. Assets.
Yeah.
Business.
Yes.
Shares. And savings.
Deeply, madam,
Savings. Not one person. I'm speaking generally, men speak, right? Okay, now we are getting it. How women will speak when it comes to in a group?
First is gossip.
Yes, I'm happy you are speaking about it. What is the gossip? Why? Again, see, this is patriarchy. We think women speak silly things. The first concept itself is like we speak very silly because we never have the ability.
Ma'am, it's some people are good in cooking, some people are good in gardening, then fashion designing, then comes, people who are involved in business. If you go to any kitty party, usually they talk about these things.
Recipes.
Yeah.
See, there is a lot of difference between men talking and women talking, not only in normal context, but also, see, people can speak about cooking, what is happening to them in their personal life, and then extension life. They may speak about gardening. All that is closely related to their life, right? Because their mobility is only within the family and extended family. Their first place is the morning where they go, women, the moment they start. Their life starts with the kitchen and that will end with the kitchen, right? Whereas the men can go out and they can speak as well. That's what growing as men and growing as women are different. Growing as boy is different and growing as girl is different. What kind of exposure is there for the girl? She can go and play, or she can go and have a chai after 9 o'clock. She want to have a very hot chai. Not in urban 2.2% of educated women. I'm speaking about general women. They want to have a tea. Or I'll take one example. All the family people have left to their some function is there. So the women in the family left to some other place. What men will do? Generally, they go out and they'll have a cup of tea, right? And they'll have lunch outside and they'll come back. They're not going to skip the lunch or skip the tea or skip whatever that snack that they want to have it, right? They'll be having it outside. They can go alone, right? I'm not speaking about metros. Idi nenu chala chadukunna vallu leda cities lo unna valla gurinchi maatladaledu. General ga cheptunnanu. Ade oka suburban area ankondi. What women will do? Generally, if everyone is at home, they'll prepare rice, dal, roti and all that. If no one is there, the husband has gone and children has gone to the another place and she is alone at home. She thinks like, why should I do all that? At least today I can take some rest and I'll just have one curry and one rice, enough for me. I'll be relaxing.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Exactly.
And you want to have one cup of tea at somewhere around 8:30 in the morning or 8:30 in the evening. What women will do is they'll take out the milk, they'll prepare the tea and they'll drink. Whereas man just takes a shirt and he'll wear and he'll go outside and he'll drink. If the same thing was done by the women, she can just go out and she can have one cup of tea alone.
Society will blame her.
Yeah, is she doing any criminal activity there? No, I'm just
madam,
asking.
it's not criminal, but she's restricted to preparing all those things for family. In that scenario, she is not having that much time to go outside and take cup of tea. She prefers to take cup of tea in the house itself.
Okay, I respect your words, Adelu, sir. But with all said and done, this is what she was trained all her life. That's my point here. This is what she was trained. Whereas the boy got trained by telling the mobility, saying like, you can go out and have a tea. They were trained to become like that, growing as a girl. See, take out all the things and keep in a proper way. The same was not said to a boy. That's what, when you are growing, when you have boy and girl, tell the boy also to have the life skill. That's what we discuss in Anjani Appacha's Listening Now. The women of local talk, exchange gossip and constitute a sister. చూడండి, అబ్బాయిల్ని కానీ అమ్మాయిల్ని కానీ పెంచే విధంలో డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుంది. అదే మనం చాలా సాహిత్యంలో చూస్తాం. అబ్బాయిల్ని బయటకు వెళ్ళి ఏమైనా కొనుక్కు రావడానికి చెప్తారు. అదే అమ్మాయిల్ని ఇంట్లో కూర్చొని దాన్ని తెచ్చిన దాన్ని వండడానికి చెప్తారు. అవునా కాదా? అంటే ఎట్లాంటి స్కిల్స్ ఎవరికి నేర్పిస్తున్నాము, ఎట్లాంటి మొబిలిటీ ఎవరికి ఉంది అనేది కూడా మనం ఈ లిటరేచర్ లో మనం చూస్తాం. సి ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇఫ్ యూర్ టాకింగ్ అండ్ లాంగ్వేజ్, మీరు ఆలోచించమంటున్నాను, మనం ఎవరిని జడ్జ్ చేయట్లేదు, లేదా ఇలా ఉండడం కరెక్టా కాదా అనేటువంటి ఒక చర్చ కూడా మనం చేసుకోవాలా. గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, సాహిత్యం అంటే చదివేసి ఒక సర్టిఫికెట్ రావడము, 65% మీరు ఎంఏ ఇంగ్లీష్ పాస్ అయిపోవడము ఒకటే కాదు. దాంతో పాటు మీరు ఆలోచించాలా, ఏం జరుగుతోంది సమాజంలో, ఏం జరుగుతా ఉంది వ్యక్తిగతమైన జీవితంలో, ఏం జరుగుతా ఉంది, నేను ఏమి ఆలోచిస్తున్నాను. మళ్ళీ చెప్తున్నాను, చుట్టూ ఉన్న సమాజం, జరుగుతున్నటువంటి విషయాలు, నా గురించి నేను ఎంత ఆలోచించుకుంటున్నాను, నాకు ఎంత బాధ్యత తీసుకుంటున్నాను, నేను ఏ విధమైనటువంటి అవగాహనతో ఉన్నాను అనేదే లిటరేచర్ నేర్పిస్తుంది మనకి. ఓకే, are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. In between, I'm speaking in Telugu because I thought like it's important for you. I cannot give all the information, whatever that is there in the textbook, but I wanted to kindle your thought so that you will read all the text here. Okay. Arundhati Roy maps a different kind of post-colonial literature in God of Small Things. See, this is completely Arundhati's novel, God of Small Things. The setup is in Kerala. And you can see 3 generations of family people here, and women who react differently to gender-biased oppression. You can see the domestic violence very clearly in God of Small Things. Mamachi and Baby Kochamma. See, all the names are not American names or African names or something related to Western, but is purely
Indian.
Kerala.
Yes,
purely related to, yes, you can see there is nothing shame in that. Remember, you should never be ashamed of your roots. It is not your choice. That's what the self-assertion. I am repeating the word. Literature gives everyone the self-assertion. Okay? So, don't get bothered by the society standards. Don't get influenced by the stereotypical understanding. That's what we can see in God of Small Things, right? Mamachi and Baby Kochamma remain firmly within the patriarchal setup and do not dare defy gender norms. For example, I'll give you husband anna tarvata nalu kottakunda untada. We listen to this kind of dialogue in all our lives, right? It's a husband. He'll have he'll beat, and he's a man. See, man has got all the right to beat. So this is a stereotypical thinking. How can you think? We are human beings. We are not animals. How can one beat the other? See, that concept was never there in the society. And in the marital relationships, it is very quite common in Indian societies. Man will be beating the women, especially the spouse, the better half. Okay, we cannot use all the great words, but we can say just a wife, as he like. It is like a commodity. If he is earning good, where it is exhibited in the form of her good sarees. And you can see that kind of characters even in Shashi Deshpande, where the person is exhibiting the wife. A dark person wants a very fair girl because he thinks like fair girl will get an identity of beauty. So generally we see even in the matrimony also. So this kind of gender norms we can define in Arundhati Roy's God of Small Things. Whereas in second generation, we have seen Amu, who breaks the sexual taboos and has an affair, thereby suggesting a certain amount of feminine sexual independence. Finally, Rahel marries an American, divorces him, and dates to return to her small village as a single woman who rejects the roles the village cows for herself. So there is a lot of anxieties around the society, and it is portrayed in a very contemporary manner by Anita Desai. And when it comes to Anita Desai, Cry the Peacock, we can see similar lines in Arundhati Roy's. Whereas Anita Desai, Shashi Deshpande, and Manju Kapoor in 1980s, they started to break the stereotypical understanding and patriarchy. That was again done even today. We can see in the works of Arundhati as well as Anita Desai's daughter. Who is Anita Desai's daughter? Who is Anita Desai's daughter?
Kamala?
No, she's interpretation of Maladies. Who wrote this? See, you're all literature students. You should be aware of it, right? Okay. So what is the, let us sum up. You can see women fiction in English focus on three main issues: marriage, power, and gender roles of women, patriarchy, the social order, and the post-colonial feminism. So in this unit, we were able to discuss Manju Kapoor and Shashi Deshpande, as well as an institution that replicates social power relations and inequalities, the home and family. These are certain norms we can see in post-colonial literature. Okay, post-colonial women literature in India, and especially with language of Indian women. Okay, let me go back to the next one, the post-modern Indian novel. See, I am running out of time, so I am not discussing in detail. Excuse me. But I hope you're all going to, read that, right? Okay. Last, we have only 2 classes the next week. And so you please write the assignments. We'll complete 12, 13, and 14 in the next coming classes. And have you started writing your assignments, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Please do complete within 20th and submit as soon as possible. And you are left with only 45 days. And so don't postpone. Start writing from today. And it is as simple as last time what you have done. Are you with me? Anita, Sangeeta?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Maunika, Bhargavi, Lily?
Yes, ma'am.
Anjum, Mahalakshmi, Manjusha, Purnima? Yes, Sanjay, are you there? Santoshi?
Yes, ma'am.
Santoshi, Umejan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Vijaya, Zeenat?
Yes, ma'am.
See, I can see almost 24 members here. It is important for all of you. Spread a word with your friends. You should submit even for your juniors also, because many people are coming up with, I can see your message, Umi. And it's important for us within the given time. You should submit, and 5 papers are there. So start writing. It is very simple. Write in your own handwriting in A4 size paper. Just pin it in a small paper, folder, and you can submit in PG College, Secunderabad. Are you reading properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So have you started reading for the examination purpose as well?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Very, very important. See, all said and done, end of the day, examinations matter to us. Okay, examinations are very, very important, and you should get the good grade. For that, you should, in spite of all the knowledge, certificate is important to certify that you have a knowledge. Though I don't believe in that, but still, certificate is mandatory in this mundane world, and important for our identity also. See, getting a postgraduate degree always gives a dignity for us, right? Read well. Enjoy your reading, and literature is a... Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, one side, ma'am, 2 sides, ma'am.
You can write 2 sides, Adelu. Yeah, Varalakshmi, you can write 2 sides, Sangeeta.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
You can write 2 sides. Don't worry about it. Don't waste the papers. But at least Don't write half passage for one question. Okay, write extensively and keep a copy of it so that at the time of examination it will be very, very useful for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, after writing, make a Xerox copy of it and keep it with you. Maybe sometimes the questions are almost 20 to 30% will be repeated in your examination.
Yeah, ma'am.
From every paper, remember. And it gives you see, many of you stopped writing because you are from different professions, and some of you are housewives, some of you are from mechanical, some of you are conductors, some of you are from traffic police. So you have stopped writing long back, maybe 3 years, 5 years, some are 10 years back also. And even if you are even if you are in any profession, the profession is not demanding you to write, right? I can see many of you, except few are in teaching field, they'll be doing some corrections and writing on the board. But other than that, writing continuously for 3 hours. Remember, you're going to face the exam for 3 hours. So this is a writing practice to you. I'm making you to read in the class, read, write, enjoy the literature. Don't feel it as a burden, but complete the syllabus. And every day you write, practicing at least 1 hour. At least 1 hour. 40 days, at least 1 hour. Write your assignments. Okay? Finish. And spread the word with your friends who are not at all attending. I can understand they are at a different work. But, as a friend, make them aware. It's not only for our, induction and farewell parties. Your Madhuri madam is there. She is a very, very typical teacher. And I want all my students to perform well. Are you with me?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, very, very important.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell your friends, encourage them. If they say, I'm not getting the time, tell them, skip your tea, skip your coffee, skip your very good, happy sleep for 1 hour, but write.
Okay, thank you.
Write, read, write, and enjoy. Okay? Happy reading.
Thank you very much. Ma'am, with black pen we should write, ma'am.
Yes, you can write with black pen or blue pen, whatever that is. But consistency should be there. Write clearly.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Every day practice at least 1 day because only 40 days are left. Okay?
Yeah, madam. Thank you.
Okay, then. Thank you, everyone. Have a good week ahead.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone.